My name is Brandon and welcome to or welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you like what you see in here, you're more than welcome to hit the subscribe button so you stay notified every time I upload a new video. Okay, let's get straight on with today's video. Hey everyone and welcome back to another episode. So this is episode 4 of the Traitors. A lot's been happening. I've got a lot of notes on my notepad, so I thought I'd get straight in with the 4th one. So at the beginning of this episode, obviously, we found out that 3 people were going to go on the trial. And at the end of the evening, one of them was going to be removed from the game. I think Alyssa said at this point that a lot of them were going to do like sucking up to each other. So those ones on trial would try and make other people like them more to make sure they didn't get removed from the game. And Wilfred actually said that he wanted to put himself up, but both girls, Amanda and Alyssa, said that that maybe wasn't a good idea because people already had their eyes on him. So maybe they would think that he was kind of trying to take the blame away from himself by putting him on, so it would be a bit weird, so they kind of just said no. So the 3 of them actually decided to put both Ivan, Alex and John up, obviously probably because they're all good players, they're all active, they're all quite loud, and yeah, they just wanted to try and stir the pot a little bit by finding out some information about them. During the breakfast, well, just before the breakfast, Tom and Alex had a little bit of time to themselves. So they quickly just had a chat because they were the first 2 to go in for the breakfast. They both thought that the traitors were potentially Ivan and or Hannah. So no kind of proof, just kind of going on gut instincts, which is obviously fair enough in a kind of game like this. And Maddie had an idea that they should potentially vote for Wilfred, because if he was a traitor, then they would know that Aaron was a traitor as well, and that they kind of backstabbed each other or whatever. So yeah, that's kind of where her gameplay came from. And then obviously we found out that no one had been removed from the game the previous day. So when Amanda walked in, Ivan just quickly shouted out that he thought there was another traitor. So he probably kind of dug his foot in it, trying to overshare information based on no evidence as opposed to just taking things for as they were. And then yeah, so Alex was then asked, well, she asked Claudia Winkleman if traitors could actually put themselves up on trial, and she said absolutely. So that kind of then put her, John and Ivan in the frame as that at least one of the 3 of them was potentially a traitor. Yeah, Maddie also said to John that potentially the traitors could have picked all 3 faithfuls as the people on trial to kind of defect away from themselves. So all 3 of Ivan, Alex and John were innocent. And then Tom just decided to take a moment for himself. He stood up and he explained that Alex was faithful because that was his girlfriend and that the 2 of them came in together, which I think was probably a bit of a dangerous move, because yeah, then they've obviously, everyone else kind of got a bit weirded out that they'd kind of lied to everyone for 3 days. Obviously Matt and Alex were getting a bit close and they may have told each other that they hadn't got partners and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, the rest of them kind of felt a little bit deceived that the both of them had lied. And at this point Alex was already on the chopping block. So this kind of made it even more of a reason to get rid of her because of the boyfriend. But again, it wasn't something that she wanted to say, it was him that kind of blurted it out, and he thought that Ivan and Hannah were traitors and he was kind of pointing his fingers in different directions. So he kind of just got a little bit out of hand. And Tom then went on to say, yeah, like I said, that both Ivan and Hannah were traitors. So at this point, the only person they could get rid of was Ivan because he was already on the chopping block alongside his girlfriend Alex and John, who potentially could also have been a traitor, which he thought. Matt also, I think, had a quick chat with Faye because I think she wanted to take him to another room to just kind of get away from the situation because obviously he was probably affected by this because he was getting quite close to Alex. But he said that he wanted to stay in the room to hear what other people had said, and he just said that, well, to the camera, that he would trust anyone until they cross him, and that he kind of felt betrayed by the 2 of them, Alex and Tom, because they kind of kept that from him. Obviously Aaron's in that group as well, so Aaron already kind of had fingers pointed at him, so that kind of youthful group of Aaron, Matt, Alex and Tom kind of then was a bit dismantled, or a bit the wrong way. And then obviously to the camera as well, Amanda said that they couldn't have put a better pawn on the line, but now none of them can be trusted. So they put Alex on as a pawn, as potentially that no one would actually vote them out, but now they actually potentially could because now all 3 of Ivan, John and Alex cannot be trusted. And then yeah, Hannah explained evidence and obviously what had just happened in that morning. Potentially either Tom and or Alex could be traitors. At least one of them is a traitor, and the both of them are now capable of lying, as shown to everyone else. And then Tom had a chat with Alex outside and basically said to her, look, are they going to just kill the innocent ones, like the ones that have now been honest, or should they potentially start going for the quiet ones who, yeah, they don't really say much, and then obviously at night time they do all their getting rid of people. So yeah, he kind of didn't say anything about his other idea, but he kind of mentioned that, again, Hannah and Ivan were his options. He then also explained his theory, so his magician's theory, to Hannah, Ivan and some of the other group, with actually Amanda saying that she didn't really want to get involved, but she would hang about to listen to what he had to say. And then also he pulled Alyssa for a quick chat at the side, apologising for his mistake, and also questioned if she was potentially a traitor, and she also did have a little eye twitch. Alyssa actually spoke to the camera as well, and she kind of said that he was kind of coming for her, or he could see there was something about her that was giving him traitor vibes of her. And I think what Tom also said at this point is that he was trying to keep her on side to not vote him out, and she also said that she was trying to keep him on side to not get him to vote her out. So there's kind of a weird alliance between the two of them, but let's see if it actually plays out. And then, yeah, Tom then went to Ivan. Ivan then joined the chat that he was having with Alyssa and said, if you are a faithful, play my game and vote Hannah out. And then obviously I'll know that you are genuinely a faithful, because then we would have caught a traitor, not knowing that Ivan wasn't going to do that, and potentially Hannah actually, if she was to go out, she would actually be a faithful, so then that would put Tom on the firing line. So after all of that, they played the next game. So this was game 4. This is called The Castle, and all 3 of those that were obviously up for potentially being removed from the game, Ivan, Alex and John, were the 3 captains, and they got to pick people for their teams. So Ivan ended up picking Tom, Alyssa, Wilfred and Andrea. Alex picked Matt, Theo, Meryl and Amanda, and John picked Faye, Aaron, Hannah and Maddie. Rayan didn't get picked, so again, kind of from that previous game of being forgotten, he was kind of forgotten, so he ended up being defaulted to Ivan's team. And then obviously Tom, Alyssa and Wilfred, along with the rest of their team, Andrea and Rayan, were all in the van onto the game, and Tom basically kind of hinting, I'm not sure who at, because there was obviously 4 people in there, but he hinted at someone that he thought there was a traitor within their group, and that they needed to take out another traitor in order for them to go further. So I think he was hinting at Alyssa, because obviously after that chat he had with Alyssa, and Alyssa kind of, I feel like at this point she knew he was talking about her, and he knew he was talking about her, but no one else kind of had an idea. And obviously when the traitors go and talk to each other, whether or not that's something Alyssa tells Wilfred and Amanda, or whether she keeps that to herself as well, because then they've got that weird secret alliance, and then potentially if they were to recruit a 4th, they maybe would then recruit Tom, because him and Alyssa have got quite close. So let's see. It's a bit of a weird spiral of things going on, but that's how that happened. And then yeah, basically what the game was that in teams of about, their teams of 4, 4 and 5, or I think it was 5, 5 and 6, they had to identify a sheep by face. So there was a face, and they had to find the name of the sheep that kind of had the same face, stick a badge, ring the bell, and if they did that and they all got it correct, they would all win money. So I think at the end of that game, they got, in total, the prize fund went up to 39,700. Ivan was the winning team, so if they were able to herd all of the sheep, they would actually earn another 1,000, and they actually managed to do that. So in total, they got an extra 8, so 8,000 was the total for that game. Rayan said that the traitors needed to keep Ivan because he would actually bring in a lot of money because he's good at the challenges. So that probably means Rayan doesn't think Ivan's a traitor. Tom said that he needed to catch a traitor tonight. Alyssa questioned, will tonight be the night? He said yes. So whether or not he's then going to turn on her, or whether he has his intentions elsewhere, for example, Hannah or Ivan. And then Matt and Alex had a chat, and Matt basically said to her that he felt like the both of them have played him by keeping that secret, and that Alex broke his trust. But let's hope that potentially their friendship can continue, or they can at least kind of recover that. Maybe they can even recruit Matt to their group of 3 to make their alliance slightly bigger. But yeah, Alex said it was a little bit awkward because obviously at breakfast time she was sitting next to the both of them, the guy who she's with, the guy who's flirting with her, and also it's a bit awkward because yeah, she kind of doesn't want to, you can't really go against the people that, yeah, you appreciate the most. So that's why her and Tom are sticking together, but she also wants to keep Matt on side. Tom then also pulled Faye for a chat, because obviously it's quite difficult to get chats in there because there are so many people and so many things going on. But he basically said to her that he thinks Ivan and Hannah are the traitors, and there are also quieter ones. But he also says to the camera that he thinks one of those quieter ones is Alyssa, but he's not going to reveal that yet. He kind of wants to probably get more evidence and stuff first. And Alyssa also said that she wanted to keep Tom on side because of his weird theory to do with Hannah or whatever. So she would take people down the Hannah route, he would take people down the Ivan route. So technically they're on two different teams working together, which doesn't make any sense, but in my head it kind of does. Matt said at the table, so when they were all around the table, that he was upset and they needed to simplify their choices instead of kind of setting allegations left, right and centre about everyone, to just kind of, for them, in their mind, pick a name and just go for whoever they wanted to go for. Alex was kind of unsure why people thought it was her, so I think she kind of had people pointing the finger at her because of the situation from the morning. Tom explained the situation about him and Alex and the reason that they had to explain that they weren't together and how that kind of may have caused some conflict, but that Tom, as a job, reads people's minds. And then kind of said to Hannah that she should vote for Ivan, prove that he's a traitor, and then she would be let go. And then she obviously kind of said, you're not telling me who to vote for, that's not part of the game. So a bit of a weird clash between the two of them. Faye also added that she thinks at least one of the three on trial is a traitor, so to kind of be wary of all three of them now going forward. And Alex also, because whether or not she was going to stay or go, she felt like some people around the table were being very, very quiet, and she dropped the names of Alyssa and Rayanne. So obviously Tom and Alex had that chat earlier about Alyssa, so that's when they brought that up. And obviously Rayanne was quite quiet. I think he's been sick twice, but again, it could still show traitor vibes potentially. In the end, we saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15 votes be counted. So in the end, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 votes for Ivan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 votes for Alex, and 2 votes for Hannah. And the 15th vote was Andrea, but we didn't actually get to see her vote until episode 4. So that was the end of that episode. I think as of now, it's getting a little bit suspicious. It's getting a little bit dangerous. I think Amanda's doing really good. She's kind of keeping herself low. I think Alyssa's keeping herself too low, just too quiet. So I think she will get caught at some point, especially by Tom, unless Alyssa gets rid of Tom first. But then Alyssa doesn't want to tell the other traitors because then they can turn against her, because then they can see that she's weak. Wilfred, obviously, yeah, he just kind of needs to stop being so emotional. Tom and Alex, well, obviously we know that Alex potentially could go. It's either her or Ivan go in. Again, another faithful lost, but the team don't know that until episode 5. So yeah, we're just waiting for Andrea's vote, and then we get to see who the next person is to be removed from the team. But then that leaves 15 people. All 3 traitors remained, and yeah, I think that's the 5th person that will have then been removed by either during the night or at the round table. So yeah, as of now, we've got Meryl, Wilfred, Hannah, Rayanne, Matt, Faye, Ivan, Theo, Tom, Maddie, Alyssa, John, Andrea, Alex, Aaron, and Amanda, sorry, not Angela, Amanda. There's no Angela, it's Andrea and Amanda. But yeah, once we see who Amanda votes, there will be either Ivan or Alex out. So that's where we've got as to now. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Apologies for the shaking midway through. And yeah, if you did enjoy, don't forget to share it on socials and stuff. And yeah, until episode 5, thank you for watching and goodbye.